Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. Kylie and Zori here with the Witchy Women podcast.
Hey.
Okay, so today we thought we would do a topic based on how to read nutritional labels properly.
Yeah.
Correctly.
Well, this came about because we were talking about it, and we were talking about the app Yuka.
Yep.
That Kylie uses. And I don't know that much about it, so I don't want to speak poorly on it, but I've heard multiple times that it's not completely accurate. And I was just I feel like it's so much easier to just read the label. But then you realize not everybody knows how to do that because we're not really
educated.
I feel like
taught.
they go over it for 2 seconds in school maybe. But even then they don't really, then you're not really caring about nutritional labels. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're in high school.
Yeah.
We need to better understand
you're not really in health class in 9th grade, really.
Yeah, labels and also just ingredients, because most people don't know, and it's not even really anyone's fault. Like we just said, we're not really educated on that. So we have some snacks here, and we kind of want to talk about the label and ingredients. And I have a bachelor's degree in health sciences. I studied a lot of random stuff in college, but one of them was nutrition, and because it's something I'm super interested in, I obviously paid a lot of attention in that class. So I kind of just know this stuff, and also after going vegan, I paid a lot of attention. I learned a lot of this stuff after going vegan too. Honestly, not even through college, just on my own time. I was wait, because I started paying attention to labels. So yeah, we thought Kylie from the perspective of knowing some but not knowing all, and then me from the perspective of knowing more but still not knowing all. We thought between our phones, each other, we can kind of find some answers and share it with you guys.
Yep. Okay, so do we want to start with the snacks that we have? Do we want to say, or do we want to go over something?
Maybe, do you have any random general questions about the nutrition label, or what's the most frustrating to you?
Well, okay, so obviously I can probably speak for a lot of people. It's obviously easy to read all the ingredients of the words that you know. Mm-hmm. But then when you don't know the ingredients, it's what you're going to have to Google it, or what is it. They're kind of hard to tell.
And if you're on a time crunch, it's that's not.
Yeah, you're at the store and you're what is what's 6 of these 10 ingredients that I literally can't read? Everything in this Triscuit one is all, it's all, I can read it all. Yeah. It's actually all, I guess if I look at a label, I'll have questions about what, I definitely don't know half of these.
Okay, I actually have something I want to say. I think I also just kind of want to put out there right now, I think we need to remember that we live under capitalism, and everything is supply and demand, right? So if you start buying, if people are more interested in health, people are going to start putting out more health foods. Mm-hmm. Although there's always people not interested in health at all, so those foods still exist, like Doritos and whatever. But once they notice people are interested in certain buzzwords, they start to push those buzzwords.
Okay.
So an item might not be healthy is a very broad term. I don't really want to use that word, but an item might not be the best for you, but it says no artificial flavors. So in general, you might think, oh, this is good for me.
Right.
But just because there's no artificial flavors doesn't mean there's anything else in it that's not bad. You know what I mean? Just because there's
and certain oils, right?
Certain oils.
Okay,
just because there's no food dye doesn't mean that there's not a crap load of sugar. And just because there's no food dye doesn't mean there's no high fructose corn syrup.
Right.
And just because there's no high fructose corn syrup doesn't mean that there's no other random ingredients. You know what I mean? So it's just because you see those things, don't automatically assume something's healthy, or not healthy, but something that you want to ingest. Basically, what you want to find out is what you are, as a personal goal, trying to avoid. So if you're trying to avoid artificial colorings, those are pretty easy to see.
Yeah.
On
the red 40s.
Yeah, they're
the
usually
ones.
the last ingredient on the ingredients list. And I also want to say the ingredients list, I don't know if everybody knows this, but it goes in order of the most of whatever's in there to the least of whatever's in there. So if something's at the bottom of the ingredients list, it is barely in there. It's a really small amount that's in there. If something's the first ingredient, it's literally the number one. It's the number one ingredient for a reason.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Now that I'm looking at this one box.
Yeah. So,
whole grain wheat or something. That's what it is.
Let's actually talk about Triscuits. So Triscuits, I want to actually just talk about the front first to see what they're marketing versus what's on the side of, you know what I mean? So, says baked with 100% whole grain wheat, made with quality ingredients, which, to be honest, is not a claim.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like a legal claim. Like, that doesn't really mean anything, to be honest. Like,
quality is like a mid word.
It's just like anybody can say that. That doesn't actually mean like quality is not like a legal term. You know what I mean? Like, you can just say it's quality, I guess, you know? Natural flavor with other natural flavors.
Natural flavor with other natural flavors.
Wheat grown in the USA, that's a claim that you can make. That's like, because if somebody finds out it's not, you can be taken to court. Made simply, like, what does that mean? No artificial colors or flavors. That's great. So if that's something you're avoiding and you don't really care about anything else, you can pick these up and not even, like, really read the label.
Right.
Okay. So then on the side, we have, obviously, all the nutrition stuff. You can look at fat, protein, and just kind of, like, know those things. I feel like that's less of what we're talking about. We're more talking about ingredients now. But if you guys had questions on that stuff, let us know.
Do a part 2 on that.
Yeah. But the ingredients, it starts with whole grain wheat. Baked with 100% whole grain wheat. They're not lying about that. They can't. That's also a claim. You can't really say that if that's not true, right? So the second ingredient is canola oil. That's not, like, necessarily bad. That might mean that it's, like, a little bit higher fat than you want it to be. The serving size is 6 crackers for 4 grams of fat. I don't feel like that's that bad, but it's just oil, like, whatever. Then we have rice starch, salt. That's probably, the rice starch is probably a part of the seasoning to help it stick, I'm assuming. Okay. But I could be wrong. Because, like, the cracker itself is just wheat. So I'm assuming that's, like, mixed in with the seasoning to help it stick. Because then after that, we have salt, ground dried tomatoes, onion powder, spices, which is very general.
Yeah.
Very, very general.
I'm guessing it's whatever the fire roasted tomato,
natural. Like, yeah. So the thing is with buzzard, I know some people are really, like, they avoid, even if the word natural flavors is in the ingredients, they avoid it because we'll look it up in a second, but I'm pretty sure that is a very general term that can mean like 100 different things that they don't have to disclose.
Yeah.
Wow. That being said, though, it's still natural. They can't really lie about that part, but that just can mean like a bunch of different things that it's not necessarily like they have to be specific about.
Why can't you just be specific with the spices?
Yeah. Like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
And we'll look that up too. Okay. Garlic powder, paprika, because those are also spices. Yeah. Like, why are you not?
Yes.
And then this one has natural flavor, which is why on the top it says natural flavor with other natural flavor. What? Because the natural flavor is like the garlic powder, the paprika, and then there's natural flavors, quote unquote.
Okay.
Which is like that 100 other things that they don't really have to list.
Yeah. Which is ridiculous.
And then malted barley flour in a small amount, I guess, because it's near the end. And then the last ingredient is extra virgin olive oil. So, for example, this says fire roasted tomato and olive oil. So you might think there's no other oil in it when the second ingredient is canola oil and the last ingredient is olive oil.
So why do we even need canola oil in there?
Like, exactly. So if you're looking for something where you're like, I don't want canola oil, which, like, there's nothing really wrong with canola oil, but olive oil is a higher quality oil. Like, higher quality, whatever. You're not going to, like, die from canola oil, but, like, if you're looking for that, like, you know, this can be misleading because the front, but if you also think about it, this is the flavor they're listing. It's flavored like olive oil. It's not, I mean, there's olive oil in it, but you know what I mean? Like, they're not saying, like, made with olive oil. The base cracker is made with wheat and canola oil. Okay. Very last ingredient is olive oil. So, there's that. What were you going to ask?
I also want to go over the oils in this pod. Which ones are the better ones?
No, we can talk about it. I feel like, honestly, it's pretty easy to figure out the oil situation.
I know olive oil and avocado oil are better.
Those are, like, better, just in general, just better quality, made from one thing. I know I've seen, like, a lot about seed oils. That was the same spider that was on me.
On my drink.
Like, what the hell? I've seen a lot about, like, seed oils. There's literally nothing. There's a spider on Kai's drink.
Well, he was in the water, I thought. Okay.
Or maybe there's just multiple.
He wants my drink.
No.
He went back up.
Oh my god. Wait, should we? Okay, so I know that seed oils had a bad rap or have a bad rap, but
seed oils,
there's actually no studies that prove that. I think that was another, like, fear mongering, like, thing that existed in the health space, which can be super fear-mongering about, like, certain things. This is why I always say, like, look stuff up on your own, because there actually are, like, no studies saying that there. And you also have to know the difference between correlational studies and studies that actually prove something. Just because you have one study of 25 people where they had seed oils and maybe had more inflammation does not actually mean that seed oils cause inflammation.
Yeah.
Depending on that study, like, if those people are eating other things, if those people already have inflammatory, like, issues, that doesn't prove anything. So even if there's a study that says, like, we correlated seed oils to inflammation, it doesn't necessarily mean that that's what that means. You know what I mean? There's other stuff around it. But as far as we know right now, there are no studies that exist that say there's anything wrong with seed oils. Sesame seed oil is a thing. It's delicious. It's in Chinese food. It's so good. I think when people are talking about seed oils, what are they normally talking, like sunflower oil? Like,
yeah, sunflower oil.
I think I think they're a little bit cheaper, and that's why people fearmonger that they're bad for you. They're, like, cheaper than, like, olive oil and stuff. It more lands across, like, a canola. And I forget the difference between canola and vegetable oil. But I think vegetable oil is soybean oil, which isn't necessarily bad either, but I think it's a lower quality oil than olive oil.
Canola is not good for you, is it?
It's not, like, bad. It's just, like, so most times when people are using canola oil, they're frying.
Yeah,
so
I was going to say, is that in what they use in restaurants,
so it's, like, doused. Right? But, you know, when most people are using olive oil, they're just, like, pan searing. Yeah. So it's, like, it depends. Really, all oil is, like, really calorically dense and, like, you know what I mean? You don't need an excess of oil. You don't need to, like, restrict yourself from oil altogether. But, like, it's not really a food that you really need to be that worried about, because you shouldn't be having, like, crazy large amounts of it anyway.
Just unless you're eating a lot of fried food, right?
Yeah, but then you're going to be worried about the oil when you're eating fried food. Like, you know what I mean? So that's the thing where I'm like, how much oil are you consuming where you think seed oils are going to cause you a problem?
Right.
You know? So there's that. What else? Should I look up the stuff on here now? Or should I go to something else?
Yeah, look up the what we were talking about, the spices.
Okay.
Why is it? Mm-hmm. Just looks like he's gonna pounce. Do you wanna
Okay. So we're back, and we have the definition of spices according to the FDA and natural flavors according to the FDA. Okay, so when an ingredient statement says spice, according to FDA regulations, certain spices can be listed by their common or usual name or declared collectively without naming a spice. A spice is defined as any aromatic vegetable substance in whole, broken, ground, or ground form. So it can be any aromatic vegetable substance that is broken, ground, or whole. Examples include allspice, basil, dill seed, black pepper, and others.
Okay.
The exception is a substance traditionally used as food. The exception is a substance traditionally used as food, such as onions, garlic, or celery. And that's why we have garlic powder on here, but we don't have whatever other spices they used. These cannot be included as spice. Spices such as paprika, turmeric cannot be included as spice, because paprika is red bell pepper.
Okay.
So that's why that's on here. Also, it's so funny because we have both of those on here listed. When we had listed spices, and then we were like, well, why is garlic powder and paprika not listed under spices? That's why, because it's a food.
Okay.
And saffron are also colors must be declared as spice and coloring or by their common name. So that's not bad. Like, you know what I mean? But it's not specific either, so that can also freak some people out. Now, when it comes to natural flavors, according to the FDA Code Federal Regulations, natural flavors are created from substances extracted from these plant or animal sources. Spices, fruit or vegetable juice, vegetables or vegetable juice, edible yeast, herbs, bark, buds, root, leaves, or plant material, dairy products, including fermented products, meat, poultry, or seafood, and eggs.
What the fuck?
These flavors can be obtained by heating or roasting. In addition, manufacturers are increasingly using enzymes to extract flavor compounds from plant sources to help meet the demand of natural flavors. Natural flavors are meant to enhance flavor, not necessarily to contribute to nutritional value. for a food or beverage. These flavorings are extremely common in food and beverages. So what does natural mean? When research has shown that when natural appears on food packaging, people tend to form positive opinions. That's why you'll see them like marketing things as natural, and it's just like, you know. However, since the FDA hasn't officially defined the word natural, so they can just, that's not a claim. They can just say it's natural. They can say whatever they want, essentially.
Great.
In the case of natural flavor, the original source must be plant or animal. By contrast, the original source of an artificial flavor is a synthetic. Wait. By contrast, the original source of an artificial flavor is a synthetic chemical, whereas the original source of a natural flavor must be a plant or animal. So it is natural, like, you know what I mean? But it still, when somebody, like, if they were to just say, Triscuits, all natural, that doesn't really mean anything.
Right.
I mean, I guess it does, because they wouldn't be able to put artificial flavors in it, probably. If they're claiming it's natural, they probably could catch a case that way. But, you know, so that's essentially what it means. That's why some people avoid it, I think, because it still can be, like, artificially made if it's from a natural source. But that doesn't bother me, to be honest. Like, that doesn't bother me at all. That's why I say you should, like, figure these things out yourself, because that's going to bother some people. That doesn't bother me at all. Like, if I know what it is, then whatever, you know?
Now, should we head to one of the
Yes. I actually want to talk about this. Marzetti. Oh, wait. Oh, my God. That's the dressing people.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. They make, like, ranch and stuff.
Caramel dip, everyone.
Okay, so let's talk about the caramel dip and what it says. This one's funny. Okay, so the caramel dip on it says, in, like, a big letters, no high fructose corn syrup. And then it says light classic. So this is supposed to be, like, a healthier caramel dip, I guess, like, or less calorie. It says 66% less fat than regular caramel dip. No artificial colors. So it's basically saying this is low fat, there's no high fructose corn syrup, and there's no artificial colors. Everything else is up in the air. Everything. So ingredients. There are a lot of ingredients.
The serving suggestion being 2 apples.
I know, like what? Like what?
2 slices. Sorry.
Like, that's crazy. So the ingredients, invert sugar is the first ingredient. And then the second ingredient is corn syrup. But on the front, it says no high fructose corn syrup. So it's okay, right?
That's crazy.
This is why I say to pay attention to labels, because sometimes they're just marketing to you. Like, that's not a lie. There's no high fructose corn syrup, so it is probably less sugar, because fructose is a form of sugar. So it's just regular corn syrup. But if you're trying to avoid corn syrup, this isn't claiming that it doesn't have corn syrup. It's just claiming that there's no high fructose corn syrup in it.
Wow.
So the first ingredients are invert sugar and corn syrup. Then we have non-fat milk, polydextrose, which I don't know what that is, but we'll figure it out. Sweetened condensed skim milk, which is skim milk and sugar. Modified cornstarch. I don't really know why caramel needs cornstarch. Before we continue, just so you guys know, the baseline ingredients to make caramel, like if you wanted to make it on the stove, is milk and sugar. I'm pretty sure. Oh, and butter. Milk, sugar, butter. That's it.
Would it turn out brown still?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, brown sugar?
Because it caramelizes. The whole thing is it cooks on the... That's why it's called caramel. It's because the sugar gets brown and, like, gets sweeter. Because you... Like, I'm pretty sure it's, like, milk and sugar... I forgot how to make caramel. My mom used to make it all the time on popcorn. But I think it's milk and sugar on the stove, and you stir it till it gets brown. And then you can do... butter and sugar on the stove, and you stir it till it gets brown, and then once it gets thick, you, like, cut it with milk, and that's how you get your syrupy caramel. Okay. It's literally 3 ingredients. Yeah. Like, so the modified cornstarch does not need to be added. I don't know why that's in there. Then you have butter. Then you have less than 2% of all the rest, which is disodium phosphate, potassium sorbate, which is a preservative, salt, palm oil, mono and diglycerides, sodium alginate, which isn't bad. I actually know what that is, but it's not like, it doesn't need to be in here. Artificial flavor, and then also natural flavor.
And it's just, like, non-specific.
But, like, by the front, if you were just trying to pick up something healthy, it looks like, right? It's like, oh, this is the vibe. Yeah. Like, this is not the vibe, actually. So I found online, before we started this, another caramel.
Did you?
From a natural, like, you know this, like, Stonewall Kitchen. Have you ever seen that in White
Oh,
Plains?
yeah.
So this is sea salt caramel sauce. Their ingredients are pure cane sugar, heavy cream. They do have corn syrup in theirs, caramelized sugar syrup, unrefined sea salt, vanilla extract, and then a couple, like, they have soy lecithin, which I'm not sure what that is, but I know it's like a natural thing, and then carrageenan, which is like a thickener, I'm pretty sure, maltodextrin. So this one's a shorter list, but it still has some extra stuff that you just don't I feel like you don't need in it. But if you were going for something that has like less ingredients, this is it. So less ingredients isn't always necessarily better. Like, it doesn't necessarily just mean it's better, because there's a lot of stuff that doesn't have that many ingredients, but the ingredients are shit.
Yeah.
But this is just an example of, like, just because something's marketed so healthy doesn't mean it is.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure, like, here, I want to look it up, but my phone's, I feel like it's going to catch on fire. It's so hot out here, guys.
Keep checking to make sure.
I've definitely looked at this before. So we're looking at maltodextrin right now, because I know that that's also in here. Yeah, corn maltodextrin. Maltodextrin, chemical compound. Maltodextrin is a highly processed white powder carbohydrate. So it's definitely highly processed.
Yeah.
Derived from starches in corn and rice. So it's basically a bunch of starches, which again isn't bad, like potato starch. Like, it's just another thickener. But it's like, does it need to be in there?
Yeah.
If you just cook sugar long enough, it gets thick.
It gets thicker.
So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're trying to go for the most natural, and I'm sure that there are caramels in store that are just like 3 or 4 ingredients.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what this is.
So
like,
crazy.
it's half thickener. And then starch.
And
like,
it's thick as fuck.
and then I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get the point of it. Maltodextrin, what else was in it? Potassium sorbate, it says on here, is a preservative. Once again, these chemicals exist in everyday life, and we, like, kind of consume them, whatever. It's not necessarily bad. It's not like it's a chemical. Like, it's made from something natural, but it still is, like, unnecessary. So
Yeah.
it's like, I don't feel
That's
like,
what pisses
I feel
me
like
off.
people see something like that, though, potassium sorbate, and they're like, that's a chemical.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you don't need to be afraid of it. Like, you can consume it, and your body will, like, break it down, and it's okay. But I get where people are coming from, and I kind of come from the same place where it's like, why would I want extra shit for no reason?
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't want to make my body process all these starches.
Right.
When I already, like, I'm not afraid of bread. Like, I'm going to eat bread. Most of the bread that I eat is, like, a couple ingredients. You know,
Sourdough.
not 2. But, yeah, sourdough. It's a couple ingredients. Like, sourdough has a long list of ingredients, but it's not bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, bread isn't inherently, like, bad for you. In fact,
It's just when
sourdough's
it's highly processed.
really good. Yeah,
and,
it's
like,
just when
preserved.
it has, and it'll have all these ingredients in it, like, that you don't need. You know, why do I need extra starches in my bread when I can make it with these simple ingredients? So I feel like that's the thing about it. And I don't know if these would scan on Yuka is, like, fine or not. Probably not, because it has
try it.
these.
I think I can.
But the thing that I've heard, I actually saved some just in case.
What?
Some TikToks that were explaining. These are TikToks, though, so just know. But I think they kind of do a good job of explaining why they.
So let's see. If I scan this caramel dip.
I don't feel like that would scan right, because it has, like, so much extra shit on it.
No, it's going to say... So it says 9 out of 100, and it has 7 additives.
Yeah. What are the additives, I wonder?
Sodium phosphate, monoamine diglyceride,
Artificial flavor.
potassium sorbate's a moderate risk.
Which artificial flavor does mean chemical. It's chemical derived, but it is less than 2%. This is why I say you don't need to be scared, because if you eat that, your body is like, okay. Like, it's just if you're eating this in large amounts, you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of a lot.
The disodium phosphate is a texturizing agent. It has polydextrose, which is limited risk, and artificial flavoring, limited risk. Oxidized starch, risk-free. Sodium alginate, risk-free.
And if you are somebody that is sensitive to, like, carbohydrates and stuff like that, it could make you, like, maybe inflame a little.
Yeah.
You're not going to die from it, though. So it's like, if say you are, like, super, like, cautious about this stuff in every other aspect of your life, but you love this caramel dip, and you actually don't care to have the other ones that are, like, 3 ingredients. you can eat that. Like, just, you know, obviously you're not eating it every day. Like, if you're
just
like...
moderation.
Yeah, if you're like, I want apples and caramel tonight, and this is the caramel, or you're at a friend's house, and this is the caramel that they have, I don't think you need to freak out about it. You're not going to get cancer from eating this one time.
Yeah.
Or, like once every once in a while. Like, you're not. You're going to be fine. But if it's something that you're buying a lot, which caramel probably shouldn't be anyway. But, like,
I know, right?
But if it's something that you have and keep in your house, maybe go for something that has, like... literally just the ingredients of caramel. And if you're not sure what caramel is, look it up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you don't know, I don't expect everybody to know how to make caramel.
Right.
But have you ever sat and questioned, like, what is caramel? How do I make it? If you look at how to make it, I'm not saying make it yourself, because not everybody has time for that, but I'm saying if you at least look at, like, how to just make it at home, then you know what the baseline ingredients are to make it. And you're like, okay, I know all this extra shit is unnecessary. Whereas if you just don't even know what caramel is, you just know it's sweet and syrupy, you might look at this and be like, yeah, maybe that's how you make caramel. So, like, whatever. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? On the front, it says no high fructose corn syrup. The second ingredient's corn syrup, though. But, like, whatever. Maybe that's just how you make it. You don't need corn syrup to make caramel at all. At all. Not even a little bit. Sugar, butter, milk. Caramel.
Right, write it down in a little notebook as your cookbook, and there you go.
And then you should know these things too. If it's something that you like a lot, you should know. Like, you should know how to make stuff that you like a lot. Even if you're not making it, you should know the ingredients baseline that go into it. Like, nobody who's making caramel at home is using fucking dextrose, maltodextrin, modified.
Right, because where are you getting that?
Nobody's adding cornstarch to their... Which, again, cornstarch is not a bad ingredient. Like, you can use cornstarch to stick in a soup, a sauce... Like, you can use it to dredge, like, tofu in and, like, fry it, make it crispy. But why does it need to be in caramel sauce? Like, it doesn't, you know? So it's little things like that where it's, like, you have to kind of break those things down on your own time.
Ooh, and then we got Doritos,
so we got
Cool
Doritos.
Ranch versus,
We got Doritos versus a white corn tortilla chip, which obviously there's a little bit of difference because one's flavored. But I think we should look. And the calories are about the same. For 11 chips, this is 140, and then for this whole package, which it doesn't say ounces or anything, so I don't know how that compares. 1 ounce. So this is also 1 ounce serving size.
Okay.
Serving size. So for 1 ounce, obviously the regular chips are 140, and the Doritos are 150. So they're only 10 calories apart. Doritos have more calories, but they also have a flavor on them. These ones are just plain tortilla chips. Doritos, first ingredient, corn. That's good because it's a corn chip. So I certainly fucking hope the first ingredient would be corn. Yeah, I also want to point out, like, the front, since I did that for the other ones. It says Cool Ranch flavored. And then it says tortilla chips. And then it doesn't really say anything else. Because they're not making claims.
Yeah.
They're just like, these are Doritos.
Yeah.
Which is fine. At least they're being more honest than this one. You know what I mean? So the first ingredient's corn. Second ingredient is vegetable oil. They kind of go, which makes sense because these are fried chips. They're if they're not fried, they're definitely coated in a lot of oil. So they equate to, like, fried. And then it describes vegetable oil as corn, canola, soybean, and sunflower oil. It's a lot of different oils. I don't really know why you would need all of those. Maybe that's just what vegetable oils, like, consist of. That's just too much, though. Then it says in less than 2% of salt. Cornstarch, tomato powder, monosodium glutamate, which is artificial. Like, it's artificially... I don't want to say it's artificial. I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's man-made. Like, it's not, like, natural necessarily. But it's not... straight up a chemical. I feel like it's gotten a really bad rap, like MSG. Monosodium glutamate is MSG.
Oh, okay.
To be clear.
Okay.
Like, should you have it all the time? Probably not. But I also, there are a lot of people did studies about this, and it hasn't been shown to have, like, any other crazy effect. It definitely sounds scary, monosodium glutamate, but it's just a different, like, for example, monosodium glutamate occurs naturally in tomatoes. Like,
okay.
But if you were to buy it in the store, like, the kind they use here is obviously not, like, tomato MSG. It's just, like, they found a way to make that. Science is really fucking cool. I don't know how to explain it. Because I don't know. I don't do it. But MSG does occur naturally in things. and I think a lot of people think it's a chemical just because it sounds like one, but it's not necessarily a chemical. It's in a lot of Asian foods, and I think what happened is, at least the way, because I looked it up because like not too long ago, maybe like a year or two ago, because I was like, what the fuck is the deal with this? Because somebody I was watching was using it, and I was like, I kind of want to know what it tastes like. And I know I've had it because I've had these chips and I've had like Takis have them, but I was like, I want to know what it tastes like in food, or like if I were to like buy it as a seasoning. And I was like, what is the deal? Like, is this gonna kill me or not? And I looked it up, and it sounds like basically what happened is, I'm very much paraphrasing, guys. Like, go look this up, because like I said, I looked this up like a year or two ago, so I'm paraphrasing a lot, but it sounds like it was basically xenophobia. Like, a lot of people were afraid and not really knowing what like Asian food was. And so when people found out like Asian food's super salty, it's not just monosodium glutamate though that makes it salty, but like I think people just automatically were like, it's unhealthy because of this ingredient.
Yeah.
When really it's like just really oily, and it has a lot of salt from like soy sauce.
Soy sauce.
Which is also like, you can also have all of those things in moderation, but like if you're buying Chinese food, obviously, like, or like any other Asian food, like it might whatever, but based on studies, it literally is like fine. Like, it's fine. It exists naturally in the world. Like, the only example I have is tomatoes, because I just remember that from like learning it when I looked it up, but I think it's in other things too naturally. So monosodium glutamate is one of those things where it's like MSG. Things will say no MSG, but they only say that because they've learned that some people don't like it. Yeah. So it's marketing towards those people. It's all capitalism. You guys all have to remember that anything they put on a product is to help you want to buy it. It's not to help you be healthier, quote unquote. Yep. Like the caramel is a perfect example. Like, this is marketing towards people who have heard bad things about high fructose corn syrup, but they don't want to read the ingredients. You know? Like, it's like, oh, perfect. I don't even have to read the ingredients. The second fucking ingredient. Like, you know, it's crazy to me. So, monosodium glutamate, neither here nor there. You can eat it, you cannot. I think you're fine. Honestly, it's not really a chemical. Corn maltodextrin. So, it sounds like maltodextrin that's just made from corn. Sugar, garlic powder, cheddar cheese from milk, cheese cultures, salt, and enzymes, dextrose, malic acid, corn syrup solids. Like, I don't know why that needs to be in there. I don't know why corn syrup is in everything. You want to know why corn's in everything? Mm-hmm. This is actually tea. The government subsidizes corn, so it's really cheap to make. I wrote like a thing on this in my nutrition class. Like, we had to watch a video. I'm gonna send you the video because I actually like kept my paper and everything.
Oh, perfect.
And it basically explains how government subsidies work. If you guys don't know, I'm not gonna break it down right now because it's a whole fucking thing. But it is one of those things where you're like, oh, so
make that another pod.
Yes, it's one of those things where you're like, oh, so that's why things are the way they are, and you just never realized. But basically, it's really cheap to make corn, and you can make a lot of money off corn because the government pays farmers to make corn. Okay. So that's why we have corn in everything. We have corn, and the corn isn't bad for you, but you know what I mean? Like, when we're just extracting so much from it, like corn oil, corn syrup, like, just use sugar. Okay. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, are they processed kind of the same in the body? Similarly, yeah. So it's not like you're gonna die from it, or it's like gonna make you fatter than regular sugar, but it's just like, why are we isn't sugar's already an ingredient on here? Why do we need 6 forms of sugar in a chip that's salty? I don't get it. I don't understand. And monosodium glutamate, which is like a sweet, salty kind of thing almost. Like, it has like a really good flavor. I have it, honestly, in my cabinet, and I use it. I forget what I use it for. Oh, when I make like soba noodles, I make whatever, and sometimes I'll use it, sometimes I won't, but it does have a good flavor. Okay. Buttermilk, natural and artificial flavors. Sodium acetate, artificial color, red 40, blue 1. And if you look on these chips, they are red and blue. So, yep. I mean, there's not a lot of artificial color in these at all. Like, it's very small amount, but it's there. Yellow 5. Spices, citric acid, disodium inosate,
spices?
Inosinate, and disodium guanylate. I don't know what that is. So it's like, yeah, this has a lot in it. Also, though, if you never eat these chips and you're like, oh, I've been craving these for so long, and you want to eat one at like a fucking barbecue, do it. You're not gonna fucking die. But it's like, don't be, I feel like this information is good for people who like this is in their regular rotation at the grocery store. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, this is not going to kill you to just, like, have a couple of Doritos. But it's the people that, it's like, oh, the people that buy 6-packs every time that they go to the grocery store of soda. And, like,
Yep.
the people that are, it's when you're consuming this all the time as your, like, main diet. Like, I feel like that's the issue. And that's where people don't know. Versus these white corn tortilla chips, they say... White corn tortilla chips simply made with vegetable oil and sea salt, and seasoned year-round. Certified organic, gluten-free. Also, organic, I'm pretty sure just means made without pesticides.
Okay.
But there are natural pesticides also. So I don't know if that considers... I've done research on this before, but I kind of forget everything, to be honest. So look up organic. I don't think everything needs to be organic. Obviously, if it can be, dope. But that's not, like... You're not going to die if it's not organic. I feel like it kind of lost the meaning. People just are like, oh, organic, it's healthy. And it's like, it's just, the corn is made without pesticides, which is not bad. That's great. But it's like, it's not, you know, it's not make or break. Gluten-free, obviously, it's corn chips.
Yeah.
And gluten-free is not a health thing, guys.
Yeah.
Gluten is just wheat, okay? I feel like it turned into a health thing, and now everything's gluten-free.
Yeah.
And I'm like, some people are celiac and they need to avoid it, so that's good to know. And some things can be cross-contaminated, but, like, it's not a health thing. You're not going to be skinnier if you just eat gluten-free. Okay, I already have a tan. It's crazed.
Damn.
No artificial flavors, colors, or preservatives. Okay, so let's check it out. First ingredient, organic white corn, which is awesome because they're white corn tortilla chips, and they say organic on the top. So we're already in good standing. Organic vegetable oil, which contains one or more of the following: sunflower, safflower, or organic canola oil. And then sea salt. So essentially it's 3 ingredients: salt, corn, and oil. And that's really all you need.
Yep.
That's really all you need in a tortilla. I was telling Kai, like, I was making tacos and I got corn tortillas for them. Like, I was trying to get the, not like the hard ones, but like the soft corn
I actually
tortillas.
might have some of those in
Yeah.
there.
And I usually buy them from
Congrats.
Trader Joe's, and the only ingredients in the ones from Trader Joe's are like corn, lime, and salt, because it's literally just like ground corn with water and it, like, whatever. So corn, lime, and salt. And then I like forgot to get them at Trader Joe's, and I went in Wegmans and saw, like, in the aisle the corn ones, and I was like, oh cool, like, I'll grab these. I grabbed them, and there's like 10 fucking ingredients.
Yeah.
I was like, sorry, this is what I mean by if you know how to make something. Like,
Yeah.
I'm never gonna make my own tortilla. Maybe eventually when I'm like bored and I have time in my life, but like at this point in my life, I'm never making my own tortilla. But I know how to make one. I've seen people online make them, like, quickly. It's literally like you make a dough really quick with like 3 ingredients. So I know that dextrose and all these extra oils and shit are not necessary, and I don't want to consume them. I know that I won't die if I do, but I don't want to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, it's that game of like, what am I comfortable with versus what am I not? Like, if I was at your house and you had those tortillas, I wouldn't not eat a taco if I was like eating dinner at your house.
Yeah.
I would probably just eat a taco. But if I'm like making tortillas for the week and I'm going to be eating, or making tacos for the week and I'm going to be eating tortillas like all week, like, why would I not just get the one that has just 3 ingredients? Like, and once again, it's not really about the number of ingredients, but more of what those ingredients are.
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, and that's about it, honestly. I mean, I don't know if you have any more questions or what your thoughts are, or if that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, it does. Because I asked my question about oils because I was wondering that, because I know that was a big thing for a little bit.
The jalapeno limeade is cute.
Yeah, we have jalapeno limeade from Trader Joe's.
It's hot, too, now.
And we cut it with some lime.
Topo Chico, lime, mint.
Seltzer water.
Yeah.
And we have a little mocktail, a little spritzer. Well, because, so I think these organic tortilla chips, I think the other tortilla chips have, like, a lot more of unnecessary stuff in it.
Yeah.
Which is, like...
For what? Yeah, like, for
just
what?
tortilla chips.
Even this, honestly, like, I've had tortilla chips before that, well, this is literally just 3 ingredients, but I've had tortilla chips before that just say, like, corn, lime, and salt. But once you learn how stuff works, like, even just the thing of, like, the first ingredient is the most of what it is. Like,
yeah,
obviously, this should be mostly corn, hopefully, because what else would it be? But, you know, like the most of this is invert sugar, which is a weird... I forget. I've looked up invert sugar before, but I don't know what that means. But I know it's not necessary. Like for...
Is your phone too hot?
It's very hot. Here.
I wonder what invert sugar is. Was it under the towel?
I think it's like a modification of sugar. Like, hang on. Invert sugar. It's under the towel, but it's still not helping.
Mine is getting better.
Invert sugar, also known as inverted sugar, is a liquid sweetener made by breaking down table sugar into its two constituent monosaccharides. This process is called hydrolysis. It's typically achieved by heating sugar in the presence of an acid or enzyme, like invertase. The resulting syrup is sweeter, more soluble, and has better moisture retention. So, I mean, it is just sugar, but it's sweet sugar, I guess. Like sweeter sugar. Again, not necessary, especially when you have, okay, so you have invert sugar, and then you also have corn syrup, and then you also have sweetened condensed milk, which has sugar in it. And I mean, granted, it's caramel, right? It's supposed to be mostly sugar, but it's like, why do I need all these different kinds of sugar? Yeah. Can I not just have the sugar? Right. Like, why do I need 12 different kinds of sugar? Why do I need, like modified sugar? Necessary. Like, it's not necessary. Yeah, like 3 different types of sugar for no reason. So,
question about cheeses.
Okay.
So you know, like, the different colors of cheeses?
Yeah.
Is cheese...
I think that's natural. I'm pretty sure that's natural.
Because I'm wondering about
as far as I know. I think it's fine. I think it will disclose on there, though.
Actually, I have cheese that's
Oh my gosh, should we pause?
Let me grab it.
Yeah.
Yep. Because... Okay, so we got some cheeses because...
the cheese.
Trying to see the difference between...
Colored cheese.
Orange cheese, colored cheese,
yeah. Or white cheese.
I feel like it comes out... Well, not it comes out white, but I feel like it would be white as milk.
So I figured it out. I looked it up, and then I also looked on here. So we have a sliced extra sharp cheddar cheese that's orange. The ingredients are cultured pasteurized milk, salt, enzymes, and annatto, which is a vegetable coloring.
Okay.
So it's natural color.
Okay.
But it's not natural to the cheese, if that makes sense. Like, this is white until they add the annatto. Or it's, like, kind of orange.
What is annatto?
It's,
like...
It's a vegetable coloring, but here, let me see if this one has it. Here, I can look it up in a second. Oh, this one has spices, too. Okay. Cheddar cheese, enzymes, annatto vegetable color, and then Monterey Jack cheese, cultured pasteurized enzymes, anti-caking blend, potato starch. Yeah, cheddar cheese usually has, like, some starches, so it doesn't stick. Taco spice, maltodextrin, spices, Torla yeast, salt, onion powder, garlic powder. Yeah, this has some, like, extractives of paprika for color.
And for the taco taste.
Yeah.
Never heard of annatto.
Well, on there it's a color. So.
Well, jeez.
Vibrant orange color of cheddar cheese is typically achieved through the addition of annatto, a natural food coloring derived from the seeds of the achiote tree. Annatto is a yellow-orange carotenoid, which is like what's in, like, beta carotene, like from a carrot, kind of. It's natural, essentially, like naturally orange, which is widely used by cheese manufacturers to color cheese. While some cheese varieties, like those made from milk rich in beta carotene from grass-fed cows, may have a natural orange hue, annatto is the most common method used to create distinct orange color of cheddar. So if it's, like, super orange, it probably has annatto, but otherwise, like, it might be, like, slightly orange, but most of the time it's white.
Yeah.
Because milk is white.
That's what I figured.
I'm gonna put my phone under
this is crazy. It says open within used within 3 to 5 days of opening. 3 is, like, crazy, because why am I using a whole pack of cheese in 3 days?
No, literally for what? That's why it's harmful that everything in bulk too.
Yeah,
I know it's cheaper in bulk, but it's irritating because if you're, like, a single person, it's like everything's going bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's essentially the tea on food labels and, like, nutrition and stuff. At least for ingredients.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of that stuff is natural. Like there's nothing wrong with the annatto.
Yeah.
But if you don't like the idea that it's added, you can just get white cheddar.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, perfect.
But it's not going to kill you. So,
yeah.
It's just from a tree.
It's just this one. Yeah, there's a lot.
But that has a bunch of seasoning too.
Yeah.
But it has maltodextrin, which isn't necessary. You know what I mean? That's why
Yeah.
people say just to buy like whole cheeses or sliced cheese. And then if you buy the whole cheese, you can shred it yourself and then add whatever you want to add yourself. Even taco seasoning, most of the time has maltodextrin in it, which again is just like a starch so it doesn't cake. It's supposed to not help it not stick to each other. Have you ever picked up a seasoning and it kind of like is all stuck together?
Yeah.
So they put that in there so it doesn't. But you don't necessarily need that in there, so you can always make your own. I honestly find that most spice cabinets have everything that's in a taco seasoning.
Yeah.
Like, I actually never buy it anymore.
Jeremy has done that. He's literally made a whole thing.
I never buy it anymore because I'm like, we literally have everything. There's like 4 ingredients or 5 ingredients in taco seasoning, and I have all of them in my cupboard. Why am I buying it? And then I can put more of whatever I want.
Yep. Anti-caking blend. A natural mold inhibitor.
Which is a preservative, but not all preservatives are bad. Like, for example, lemon juice. I mean, that's not usually on an ingredient list as a preservative. But, like, has your mom ever put, like, lemon juice on your apples?
No, avocados,
to keep them from going brown?
Yeah.
And that, like, naturally preserves them. So some preservatives are, like, fine.
Yeah.
And, like, that's why I always say to, like, just look stuff up. If you don't know, literally your best bet is to look it up. And then you actually have that knowledge for the future rather than just, like, I'm not saying yuca's, like, awful. It's probably actually good for just, like, getting started with this stuff.
Yeah.
So you can at least start knowing what ingredients to look for. But I wouldn't say use it, like, mindlessly.
Yeah.
To tell you whether or not something's bad. I would say use it so then you know what ingredients to ask questions about, to look up later.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But not just be like, oh, okay, this says it's bad, so I'm not going to eat it. Like, always learn it yourself, because then you have that forever, and then you don't have to worry about it. You know what I mean? It's just knowledge that you will end up having, and then you're like, oh, I actually know how to make caramel.
Yeah.
We're out of caramel. Damn, we should have went to the store. I actually know we can make it, because we have butter, and we have sugar, and we have milk.
Mm-hmm.
So we can actually just make it ourselves. We can just look up a recipe. I've never made it before, but I know what ingredients are in it. You know, you can be like, if you're around somebody and they're like, I don't eat orange cheese because of the fake coloring. You can be like, well, actually, girl, it's not fake. It's not naturally this color, but I know mine.
It's burning because it's
like
hot.
so crazy. But yeah, you can tell people like it's not actually fake. It's actually a natural color. It's a natural coloring.
Annatto.
It's added, but it's natural. It's from a tree.
Yeah.
So, you know, once you know these things, you're not just like relying on something else to tell you whether or not a whole item is healthy or not. You can like rely on your own brain to be like, hey, based off of what I know, this is something I want to eat. Or based off of what I know, this is something I don't want to eat, you know?
Yeah.
And time and place and everything like that. So it's a lot more complicated than I feel like the internet or even just people kind of act like it is. They're just like, if you see this, it's bad. And I'm like, not always. And also they're like, if you see this, it's good. It says organic, so it's healthy. And it's like, it says no corn syrup, so it's fine. And it's like, well, what else is in it? You know? So just look harder at stuff and start reading your labels. Even if it's just at home, because at the grocery store, that's not honestly the best time probably, because you're just trying to get in and out. But when you're at home, like, just start looking at the labels and, like, asking questions. And, like, the internet is here, and we are, like, a generation that can use it and look stuff up on our very own. Wouldn't you want to, like, know this stuff in your own brain rather than have to, like, rely on something else to, like, tell you, can I eat this or not? You just pick it up and be like, oh, well, okay. Canola is not my favorite, but I'm only having a couple, so whatever. Or, oh, okay, like, it's orange cheese. I normally buy white for myself, but I know annatto's natural, so I don't care, you know?
Yeah.
So, that is the tea on that. Let us know what you guys think about that.
Yeah. Let us know your feedback. All right. And then maybe on the next pod, we'll talk about the,
what did I say?
the corn farmer.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God. I have to show you that video. Yeah, we'll talk about that.
All right.
All right. We'll see you guys.
Catch us on the next pod.
Bye.